Warren, you've named a 37-man squad for the Six Nations, one uncapped player in that, and recalls for Josh Turnbull and Tom James. Can you talk a little bit about those call-ups, please?
Yeah, I think we've picked a larger squad than perhaps we normally do, sort of trying to keep it in the low 30s, but given that we've got a few injuries at the moment, players sort of not too far away from getting back on the field, we've gone with a few extra numbers, and I suppose for two or three of those players, really, it's about form. Tom James has been playing very well with the Blues. Been really impressed with Josh Turnbull's performances for the Blues as well. And we're looking at Josh as well. We know he can cover the back row, and we're potentially looking at him as a sort of a second row, back row cover, sort of going forward. He's only 27. He's been around for a while. I think the last time he played for us was in 2014 against South Africa, where he played 7. He was excellent that day. So, that's sort of been some of his excellent form. And again, Aled Davies is someone who's been on the radar for the last couple of years. Has sort of held down the number 1 spot in the Scarlets. We've picked Gareth, and I think it's a reward for his form, but also for us, it's about making sure that we've put investment into players and keeping and sticking with players that we've put some time into as well. So it's sort of reward for some performance, but also keeping some continuity in terms of players that perform well in the World Cup and players that have come back from injury.
You said there are a few injuries in the squad. Are you happy with the state of those injuries and where they are ahead of the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, a couple of players, not too far away. I mean, I suppose one of the omissions at the moment that someone who's not too far away is Reece Webb, and he's been on a very sort of prescribed program, and over the next couple of weeks he's got a week's downturn where he's not to take any active part in training, and then he probably needs a couple of games under his belt. So we want to assess how he goes, and there's potential he could get called back later in the Six Nations in the squad. So he's one that we discussed about, but he's, like I said, he's on a pretty prescribed return to play program, and a number of other players are sort of a week or two away. One or two may miss the first couple of games, but they're up and running. They're able to take sort of a part in training, and so we've involved them, and we want to assess how they are, and then for some of them potentially release them back to the regions to get some game time before we consider them.
It's a very experienced squad. 31 of the squad actually played in the Rugby World Cup. So you must be happy with the continuity through that team selection. Yeah,
and I think that's reward really for those guys, the hard work that they put in for that 5 months that we were together. Obviously, we all know what happened in the World Cup with the amount of injuries that we got, and the disappointment in the quarterfinal that we led for such a long time for, and we look back and reflect on the World Cup. We only conceded 3 tries, and incredibly tough, Paul, and Australia, sort of for England and Fiji, and then South Africa in the quarterfinal. So we're pretty happy where we are at the moment, and like I said, there's you've got to reward form, but some players haven't played their way out of the squad either, so it's some continuity, and really excited about where we are at the moment. A couple of old experienced players who probably won't be around in 2019, but you look at that squad and a lot of them should be here and available for Wales in 2019.
On that note, Alan Wynne-Jones signed a national dual contract extension this morning. That's fantastic news for Wales and the regions.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. Look, he's been a stalwart of that Ospreys team for a long time. He's been very, very important for us. The way that he's matured and developed as a player and a leader in the squad, I think, he's absolutely world class. And if he was in any international team in the world, he'd be one of the first players picked on. So, I've been privileged enough to be involved and working with him over a number of years and seen him develop and mature from a young and impetuous sort of youngster with a huge amount of talent to sort of a mature man who's settled down and married and now with a child and stuff. So look, he's absolutely brilliant for us, and incredibly well respected by the players and management and the Welsh public as well. So we're absolutely delighted that he's committed to the Ospreys and to Welsh rugby.